One, 2, 6, 126, 126.
126, 126.
What he said.
Testes, 1, 2, 6.
Anyways, welcome to episode 126 of the Shadow Kvlt. We're nearing the end of the year already. Ooh.
Holy crap, it's gone by fast.
Yeah. You can say that again. But anyways, so yeah, episode
Holy
126.
crap, it's gone by fast.
Good grief, the comedian's a bear!
Big Bear! Big Bear chase me!
Chase me.
But, oh god, don't remind me. Oh, yeah, I watched that trailer. I watched that trailer, and I'm still like, what the fuck did I just watch? But anyway, so this week we are talking the top 10 best celebrities in wrestling history. And of course it's the four-man gang, the typical four-man gang, myself, Scott, Ricky, and James. And, well, this list wasn't, I wouldn't say it was easy, but I wouldn't say it was difficult either. I definitely had to figure out, like, okay, for my order, how am I going to do it? As well as the honorable mention side of things. But, yeah, over the years, celebrities have been a big part of wrestling. Some good, some absolutely terrible.
Which we will talk about after this top 10.
Yes, yes we will. But before we get into all that, let's go through some honorable mentions. So, for me, I have 4. I have 4 honorable mentions. I tried to spread it out in terms of companies or time frame, but there's going to be a shit ton of WWF, WWE on these lists because they were the big one that did celebrity involvements the most. Yeah. But starting off in my honorable mentions, Johnny Knoxville. Even before WrestleMania this year, like he had done stuff in the past with WWE, like guest host at Raw. Actually had a couple of the guys, Steve-O and Pontius, on Raw when they, well, didn't follow the script particularly very well against Umaga, and granted it was supposed to have set up for something big at SummerSlam 07 before the Benoit stuff happened, and then they pulled out. But, hey, at least Knoxville came back, and we got the awesome match with him and Sammy back at WrestleMania. And for that alone, he should be in honorable mentions for a lot of people. Next up, an old school one, Regis Philbin.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool.
And honestly, with the celebrity wing, at this point, you know what, screw it, put Regis Philbin in, because at least he was helpful for WWF, WWE, like, hell, probably one of the best examples right before SummerSlam 94, you had Shawn and Diesel show up with the tag titles and revealed that they won the belts at a house show. So
he had a lot of wrestlers on his show.
Undertaker, Paul Bearer, Steve Austin, Philbin 911. Remember that shit?
Yeah, WrestleMania 7.
Back in the early, television days, in the 60s, he was friends with a lot of guys. Him and Blassie were old friends. He had Fred Blassie on the show several times. He messed up Blassie's hair on the show one time. Oh my God, Blassie was pissed. I'm talking in the 80s. This happened. He was, hey, you see this guy over here? He's this big tough wrestler guy, and I went to him and I messed his hair like this, and he ran. He fucking ran. Freddie grabbed the chair he was sitting in, threw the goddamn thing. He looked so fucking pissed. It was amazing. Loved it. But yeah, he's a longtime friend of wrestlers and the industry. So yeah, that's a great call.
Next up, the only WCW entry in the honorable mentions, and that's Kevin Green. Because after all, I mean, yeah, he had a few matches and appearances in WCW, but he got it in those few appearances. Like, hell, that football versus wrestling match from Bash 96, where it was he and Mongo against Arn and Flair, that was a really good match. That had better than it had any right to be. And Kevin Green played his part very well, so for that alone is on here. And now for my final honorable mention, kind of controversial because, well, one main event at WrestleMania, but because he was the reason this show even did anything, Lawrence Taylor.
And
so, yeah.
Got an H in there, too.
But, yeah, those are my 4. Ricky.
I have 4 honorable mentions as well. First of all, Drew Carey. I mean, being involved in the '01 Royal Rumble match. I mean, even though it was kind of a goofy thing, the fact that he was there with Kane was like, nope, I'm out of this shit. I'm gone. I have also Pat McAfee, one of the latest installments in the kind of celebrity thing. Even though he was a former football player who transitioned into wrestling, not a lot of people can do that from football to wrestling. There's quite a few people out there. My next up, the two biggest shockers that might be shocking for people. Alice Cooper for his involvement in WrestleMania, was it 4? 3? And the next one, Motorhead.
10.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I love Lemmy, I love him to death. I mean that's why. Yeah, I mean, I had to put him in the honorable mention for fuck's sake, he created the theme song to Triple H. What more can I say? And you know what? Just for
three entrance songs for Triple H,
and just for chicks and chuckles, Chucky from WCW. Because why the fuck not?
Why the fuck not? I like it.
And that's it. Those are my honorable mentions.
Wait,
Ricky, I'm going to have a stern talk with you in just a little bit, believe me. Scott?
Yes. Nice. I have 4 honorable mentions as well. One is one that Levi already mentioned, LT, Lawrence Taylor. Yes, WrestleMania, 11. Yeah, I was there, but it's WrestleMania 11. But yeah, still impactful, made an impact, helped sell that show, was the main event, so it deserves to be mentioned. My second honorable mention, Zeus, Tony Lister.
Oh, forgot about him. I forgot.
Yes. With the No Holds Barred movie and transitioning into an actual wrestling storyline. Matches weren't great, let's be honest. But it was the Hogan run at the time. It didn't matter who his opponent was. That was kind of a thing with Hogan. It didn't matter how good or bad his opponent was. But I think for Zeus, rest in peace, Tony Lister, he deserves that. Oh, little Fridays reference there. My third honorable mention, Bad Bunny.
9.
See, of course. He could have been top 10, but I had a couple of people I thought a little bit more impactful than he is. Tremendous talent, surprised the fuck out of everybody with what he could do.
Yeah.
And you guys will go into more detail. And the son of a bitch performed on Saturday Night Live with the 24/7 title right next to him. How cool is that? Just for that alone, he deserves a mention. So that's Bad Bunny, and my number 4 honorable mention. If you got him on your list, you can talk way more about him because he's a wrestling footnote, not in a good way, but he has come around the other end as an actual person who actually appreciates pro wrestling. David Arquette, for obvious reasons. So,
How about David Arquette, to be honest?
All right, James.
I also have 4 honorable mentions. First one, Pete Rose. If they would have put the hardcore title on him at WrestleMania 17, he'd have been on my top 10. Because you do that entire story, and then it's the 24/7 rule. Kane wins the hardcore title, and there's no Pete Rose. Yeah, he could have won it for 20 seconds. My second one, Stephen Amell. Oh, okay. Pat McAfee, I have him in there. And my fourth one, Kevin Green. He could have easily transitioned from football to wrestling and been successful.
He really could.
Yeah.
All right, well, with honorable mentions out of the way, time for the actual top 10. And my number 10, Ricky, you... Oh, I'm going to get you so bad very soon. But yeah, my number 10's Motorhead. Obviously, because, doing Triple H's music for many years. How Motorhead, or at least Lemmy's not in the Hall of Fame yet, is a question
I think
mark.
next year, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. For sure.
Should.
That's a guarantee.
Motorhead
it has
should.
to.
Ozzy's in there for fuck's sake, and Lemmy isn't. What the fuck?
Ozzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, 3 great songs that, aside from being great theme songs for wrestling, but metal songs in general, fantastic. The Game, King of Kings, Line in the Sand. I would even put Line in the Sand among the top 100 greatest metal songs, period. like as a standalone song, fucking great. But yeah, and of course, Lemmy's longtime close friendship with Triple H over the years. I mean, hell, that interview that they did together with Corey Graves before Lemmy passed was really cool. And like even Triple H being in the Lemmy documentary, for fuck's sake, 12 years ago.
At his funeral.
Yeah, he was at his funeral. I mean,
and accepted the Lemmy Award at the Download Festival in Donington, England in 2016, presented by Dave Mustaine from Megadeth, which was pretty cool. But yeah, Motorhead, most especially Lemmy, at my number 10. Ricky, well, how else are you going to make me angry?
At number 10, I have Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What are you doing? What?
I mean,
to the chopper!
Get to the chopper! I mean, knowing his brief history in WWE, of course, at the time, you gotta think about it, at the time, he was one of the biggest celebrity movie actors in the world back in the 90s.
Yep.
And the fact that he got involved with WWE, corporate events, and all that, and it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, which again, he's in the Hall of Fame, and Lemmy's not in the fucking Hall of Fame. How the fuck is that Arnold Schwarzenegger is in the Hall of Fame and Lemmy isn't? It's kind of a weird concept. But it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, great movie star. I wish he could have
got a lot of the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wish he could have gotten in the ring more, maybe like a match. I would have loved that, to be honest.
Inducted Bruno Sammartino into the Hall of Fame.
Yep. So,
freaking early '90s Undertaker versus the Terminator. Who wins?
God.
No selling Undertaker versus Terminator from the first Terminator.
Well, Terminator wins because he'll just tear Undertaker apart. Even though Undertaker will still try to crawl, he won't be able to function.
But the Undertaker's dead. How you can kill something that's not dead?
If you pull it apart, he can't do anything.
But then again, Undertaker can come back and show the crap out of the Terminator. He's a fucking robot.
You cannot do that.
God damn it.
Terminator versus Original Kane.
Original Kane. Wow.
Shut up and take my money.
Terminator versus the Fiend. Terminator versus the Fiend. Another no-sell gimmick. How do you like that?
Oh, Terminator versus Road Warrior Hawk.
Oh, I give that to Hawk. So much cocaine.
I mean, even to the point that even Schwarzenegger was in one of the W2K games as a Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my number 10. Oh, God.
I got a makeover.
No.
No.
What is that? What the fuck is that? What the hell is that?
Terminator versus Super Cena. Alright, but moving on. Scott?
My number 10, Pete Rose. I know James had it in his honorable mentions, but I'll put him in there because of that fucking promo. He cut at 14. Just the heel persona that he is, because he's a dick. Just shown through, and the continuing story with Kane, dressing up in the fucking San Francisco chicken outfit, and just all this stuff. Getting inducted to the Hall of Fame and having one of the most, the funniest, or most entertaining things, especially when he was ripping on Kane right behind him. Didn't realize he was that ugly. You're like, yeah, he never saw his face before. He was right there. And how Bobby Heenan had him cracking up at the table. I bet on wrestling. I bet for the ring.
The only Hall of Fame we will be a part of, people.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So, but then, and that factor too, the fact he's not going to be a part of the Baseball Hall of Fame. Who knows? It's probably going to become posthumous after he dies, whenever that is.
Yeah.
But he'll go in eventually. But the fact that WWE acknowledged him, got him in there, a little bit of a dig against, as they love to do against organized sports. But yeah, I thought just because of that promo and his persona, it worked. So I'd say it got a lot of attention. Put him in there. That's my number 10.
James.
My number 10 is LT Lawrence Taylor. I mean, he main evented WrestleMania. Yes, it was WrestleMania 11, but he main evented WrestleMania. And it was the big selling point of WrestleMania. And he didn't do half bad.
It's true.
Yes, he was blown the fuck up afterwards, and he needed his all-pro team to carry him up the aisle, but still, he went in there and had a passable match with Bam Bam.
Yeah. All right, so now on to number 9. My number 9 is Floyd Money Mayweather.
Me too.
7.
6.
My number 9 as well.
But yeah, I mean, Floyd Mayweather, it's like, arguably the greatest modern boxer of all time now. But
It's all work.
It is.
nah.
All fucking work.
All his fights the last 10 years.
Yeah, they've all been works. So, but he knows how to fucking promote himself. He knows how to get his name out there. A master at marketing, and for all those factors, he works right into professional wrestling.
And the match he had with Big Show at Mania 24 was a really good match. One of the best
build up to that was
celebrity
great.
wrestler matches ever.
Yep. The
Great
build up was
build,
great.
yeah.
The match itself executed well. Yeah.
And he knew that he was going to get booed, so he went in. They tried to make him a babyface, but it's like, you know what? Fuck it. The fans are going to boo me. I'm going to be a heel.
Broke fucking Big Show's nose, for God's sake.
Good job, Big Show.
Fucking right in the jaw with brass knucks.
Mm-hmm.
And the next fucking day on Raw, Big Show with that big fucking bruise on his jaw.
Yep.
Whew.
Way to sell it.
Big Show's like, yeah, you better fucking hit me. And like, boom, 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 boom. And it didn't look like it did anything, but holy crap.
Make it look good, kid.
Yep. Lay your shit in and do what you gotta. But, Ricky.
My number 9 is Logan Paul. Again, one of those
6.
people who you never thought would have made a transition from, of course, from YouTube to mixed martial arts to wrestling. Which when I first saw, I was like, he's gonna fucking ruin it. Fuck no, he was good. I mean, his first match he had at WrestleMania, better fucking moves than some of the guys in the main roster right now. The kid's in the natural, and he's He's like what? 30s, in his early 30s?
No, he's like
mid-20s.
Mid to late
20s.
He's a year younger than me.
There you go.
Which is amazing to think that who would have thought? It's kind of like same thing with Bad Bunny. Someone who's always been a wrestling fan got into the ring and made it look like a piece of cake. Which
is an indictment on the majority of the roster.
Yeah.
You have these people who are trained professionals who've been doing this for years, and then some celebrities come in and outperform all of them. What does that say about the roster? 40 years ago, those celebrities would have had their legs broken.
Yeah. I mean, and the fact that he was able to go against Roman Reigns and Crown Jewel, the main event, which we all know he wasn't going to win. But still, there was a small chance that what if he's going to win? What if he becomes the world champion?
And tore his knee up in the process.
Yeah, but my
To
God,
the point where he's
was
going to
a
be
fucking
out for almost a year.
I mean, he was a fucking trooper. I mean, I respects.
Yeah. Still a jackass, but nonetheless.
Yeah.
You can
At least
jackass
he's not as big a jackass as his brother Jake, but that's a whole nother story. But so Scott and I had the same number 9, so we'll go to James.
Yep.
My number 9 is Bad Bunny. Who the fuck ever would have thought that he'd have come in and do what he did? It was like one of the better matches at that WrestleMania. Holy crap.
I mean,
What
the
an
fact
entrance.
that the entrance. And then the fact that he was at the Rumble. I was like,
This year,
what?
yeah.
And it's like, not only did he do good performance, he worked the majority of the match. Which is like, celebrities don't work majority of matches like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah. It's definitely been the switch in the past 5 years of the celebrity influx of it into a match to being, okay, if you're going to be in there, this is not tag in, I'm going to put you in an armbar for 5 minutes, Jay Leno, and then tag back out. You gotta fucking do it. You gotta fucking get in there and show what you can do.
Yeah.
And that we've seen more and more of that. Logan Paul, and Pat McAfee, and all the other stuff. So we've seen all that more and more, at least in the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now on to number 8. It is Pete Rose. I mean, yeah,
as
P.
well.
Rose, 3 straight WrestleMania appearances that were golden. 14, the first show I ever watched, and him ripping on the Boston crowd. I swear, and to go further into the point that you guys were making about Pete, had he not done just those 3 appearances, I think he could have been a great manager in wrestling, because he could get good heat on anybody if he could. So, honestly, like, after Mania 16, he should have just been there full-time as a manager. And it would have been great.
Would he have gotten heat on the wrestler or himself?
Himself.
Because the goal of a manager is to get heat on your wrestler, not on yourself. With Pete Rose's, he's so hateable, people hate him more so than the wrestler he'd be managing. I understand your thought process. But,
or maybe even like an on-screen authority figure. Like a heel authority figure.
I mean, the fact that he was at WrestleMania 14 and that Boston crowd, I'm surprised not a fucking snipe hunter was there ready to shoot the motherfucker.
Dude, Kane took care of that for everybody.
Babyface cheers right before he would face The Undertaker.
It's still a questionable decision. I understand Big Red Machine, blah, 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 whatever. But the fact they send Kane out when he's in the middle of this hateful angle with his brother, him? Still, question.
And then it's like
the San Diego chicken, and then taking the stink face.
Yes.
Which, if Rikishi liked you, it would be okay, but if he didn't, well, good fucking luck.
Yep.
Ask Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
Ask Bobby Roode.
And I like the fact that when Pete Rose was the guest rose of Rob, Kane came back like, Pete, we need to talk for him.
And he pulls him into the room.
Or the
No Mercy 2002 commercial where they had all the Halloween kids. Hi, Pete. Choke slam through the jack-o'-lanterns.
And then it was even brought up when Kane was in therapy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And for reasons never explained, but I have an unhealthy obsession of torturing Pete Rose.
Didn't Kane mention Pete Rose in his Hall of Fame induction?
Yeah, well, Kane inducted Pete in the Hall of Fame, but as far as Kane's
during Kane's
induction,
actual induction.
Yeah, actual induction.
I don't remember. Maybe briefly.
Maybe briefly.
It was during the pandemic, so it's kind of like a fart in the wind. So I don't really remember.
True.
Yeah,
honestly.
But yeah, Pete Rose, my number 8. Ricky.
Well, my number 8 was Pete Rose too. So move along.
Scott.
My number 8 is Johnny Knoxville.
That's my number 8.
There you go.
Holy crap!
Yeah! Welcome to Jackass!
We're all hanging around with each other way too much. Our minds are syncing up. But yeah, I mean, like what Levi had mentioned, his past, working with WWE, but everything building up to this year's WrestleMania, everything with the red carpet incident with Sammy and flying his number, and then leading up to the match that everyone was like, see what you got, and then
oh my god,
we want more.
See you at WrestleMania, schnookums.
People forget Knoxville is a fucking stuntman. He can take punishment.
He can take this shit.
It
had to have been an anything goes match. It's like, what other kind of match could it have been?
And it's another thing when the celebrity is not doing the hey, we're having a wrestling match thing. No, they take it serious and they treat it with respect. And so far, all the names we've mentioned have been people that did that. And Knoxville did that with Sammy. And James, you tell me, if Sammy doesn't have the match with Knoxville that he had, does he have the run he had for the rest of the year?
No. Because in kayfabe, him losing to Knoxville set up him wanting to get respect. To get respect, go to the bloodline. And the rest is history.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine at the beginning of next year, John Knoxville comes back? Remember me?
If he does come back, who would you?
Oh my God!
Put him up against for a program?
There you go. You know what happens? The Usos, everyone, they kick out Sammy. They put Knoxville in his place.
Only to beat the shit out of him like a week later.
And then Sammy and Knoxville team up! Usos win the tag titles!
I mean,
when was it a KO?
They're gonna be in Hollywood.
The tag team of Lucy Usi. Mm,
Oh,
And
not
Knoxville,
everybody.
and Knoxville gets the pin.
Yes.
Oh,
Knoxville gets the win, yeah. How great would that be? But
that
yeah,
would
that's
be
right.
funny.
I think Knoxville definitely, in some way, shape, or form should be
Yeah.
acknowledged for what he's done for the business when like I said, he treats it with respect. And when he's
And
walking
also
around
helps he's a
backstage,
big fan, too.
yes, yeah, he's a longtime fan too. How old is he? 60 what?
He's in his
51.
50s.
He's
51.
50s. Okay, I thought he looks in his 60s, but
Well,
He's
he's been through
retired.
so much. He's been through so much shit over
Yeah,
in his
exactly.
life. Like he probably feels like he's 80.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from being struck by butterbean, being struck by fireworks,
Tearing his urethra.
Oh,
you name it. He has broken
Yeah.
every single bone in his body.
mhm.
Fucking went upside down in an outhouse.
But he's
Being
great.
Come
Great
watch
in
my back!
But he's great in the Dukes of Hazzard movie. He's great in that movie.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
great
Love
in
that.
Walking Tall with The Rock.
Oh, that's right. Yes, forgot about that. Mhm.
That's a hell
So,
of
yeah,
a duo right there.
And that's
Yeah.
that's my number 8. James, anything else about Knoxville you want to mention?
Nah.
Got him.
All right, on to number 7. It's Bad Bunny. Basically, everybody else that's talked about him pretty much said what I was going to say, but I will add. Why don't WWE sign him to a part-time contract and have him appear at, like, the Big 4 shows? Why not?
Because he makes a gazillion bucks. He don't need it.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah,
not,
that's
though?
why.
Because he's so
I
good
mean,
for what
One of the
I mean,
biggest
Bad Bunny-
musicians out there.
Bad
He
Bunny is one
makes-
of the biggest. Yeah.
He makes millions upon millions.
Or at the
Yeah.
very least, show up for WrestleManias and SummerSlams at the very least.
Maybe maybe a special
And a
appearance,
rare
like
and
maybe
an extra
sing a
and like
song
an
or
every
something.
once in a while Royal Rumble appearance like he did this year.
Who knows?
I mean, who
Discussions
knows?
have probably been made, meetings have been had, lunches have been taken. Like, can we make this happen? Well, I got this tour, I got this album doing, I'm doing this collaboration, I got all this other stuff going on.
I
Can he
mean,
fit? It's like all the talk we have about The Rock possibly doing WrestleMania. It's all on The Rock's schedule, whether it can work. Or not.
the fact that Triple H actually promoted Bad Bunny's current tour when it was barely starting, that's just something.
Mhm.
Yep. That's a cohesive relationship right there. You helped us out. We're going to help you out. We'll treat you with the respect you treat others with respect. That's the way business should be. What a concept, especially in pro wrestling.
Ricky,
My number 7 might be a name that I hope you all have. If not, I'm going to be ashamed. But of course, I have to have Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, I got her on my list. I got her on my list.
Oh, thank fucking God, because I was going to kill you all motherfuckers. Because, I mean...
you
it's-
don't think Scott would have had her on his list?
I mean, maybe Scott, maybe
old guy,
Scott,
old guy.
but regardless, I mean, it's
Whoa,
Cyndi
Nikita's
Lauper.
dick, old guy.
But regardless, I mean, it's Cyndi Lauper. I mean, back in the 80s, she was like one of the biggest stars in the world. And then that connection with Captain Albano and coming to the first WrestleMania. I mean, to this day, she talks about that. I mean, come on, it's been what, 39 years since the first WrestleMania?
Brawl to end it all.
Yep.
One of the
war-
biggest
War to settle
cable.
the score. War to settle the score.
Well, even before, no, it was before even that. The Brawl to end it all. The first MTV special that was Richter and Moolah for the women's title.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that rock and wrestling connection. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of metalheads are wrestling fans, and vice versa. And of course, Scott's been there to the entire fucking beginning.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
all
number
right,
7.
Scott.
All right. Speaking of old guy, this is my oldest pick I think I have on my list, and it is for number 7, Muhammad Ali. There you go. There you go. He's had multiple connections to pro wrestling throughout the years. There's the infamous altercation he had with Gorilla Monsoon during a TV show in the 70s. So you see the footage out there where Gorilla picks him up in the ring, spins him around, and does all that stuff. The infamous fight with Antonio Inoki. Not a great fight. We know that, but the build up to it, the promotion of it was huge, drew good numbers. I think Jim Ross talks about the fact that he was working for like a TV station at the time and was helping to try to coordinate the closed captioning of that in like Oklahoma and Texas. So there's all that connection. He's the special referee for the WrestleMania main event of WrestleMania 1. And so he's that connection. And he stated many times that Gorgeous George, not Randy Savage's Chicken WCW people. The original Gorgeous George was a huge influence on the way he portrayed himself. His heel persona, his promos, the way he would rhyme before every fight. I know Jones loved to mix, but he must fall in 6. That's all comes from pro wrestling. So I think Ali definitely, and you guys have indicated you bring him up as well. So
I mean, the fact that a guy like Superstar Billy Graham, who used to rhyme a lot. I mean, where did he fucking got that from? Muhammad Ali.
Pretty much, Scott said everything I would say about Muhammad Ali. So, James, you're number 7.
My number 7's already been mentioned. Floyd Money Mayweather.
All right, so now on to number 6. So, Ricky, you're number 6 then.
Floyd Mayweather. I'm not upset.
Scott?
My number 6 is, I think you had him in your honorable mention, Stephen Amell. I think for all that he's done with pro wrestling, he's been involved. SummerSlam 2015. What was it? Him and Neville against Stardust and Corbin?
Barrett.
Oh, God.
It was Barrett.
Barrett. I'm sorry. Thank you, Barrett. So he had the SummerSlam match. He's wrestling AEW against Chris Daniels. He's on a show called Heels. He's had so many inputs in pro wrestling where he's actually doing a show about pro wrestling, and bringing more notice to it. Remember, not the smartest. Green Arrow, was it? Is that the show he's known for?
Just Arrow.
Just Arrow?
Yeah,
okay,
Arrow.
sorry. Remember, don't understand that shit. But it's coming from that background, coming into WWE with the whole Stardust thing, getting him involved with that, Ring of Honor, AEW, has his own wrestling show. It brings a lot of the outside influence into pro wrestling, which is what these celebrities are supposed to do. So I think for that, he definitely deserves a big mention.
James?
My number 6 is Logan Paul, already been mentioned.
Alrighty, now on to the top 5, and I've got a feeling at least Scott and I, maybe James, are going to have the same top 5, pretty much.
Maybe.
We'll see, but my number 5, the one and only WCW entry, Dennis Rodman.
That's my number 5.
And that's half my number 5. I have a tie at number 5.
We have too much synchronicity with us tonight. I swear.
Freaking Dennis, the only guy who could have fit that role of a celebrity member in the NWO. He fit it like a fucking glove.
He did.
He and Hogan, they were just like
magic.
Like
and that
first
match at Bash at the Beach when he did the arm drag, and everyone is like, "Holy shit!
Yeah,
what
stand up?" Son's, he leapfrogged over him, arm drag. What the fuck?
Freaking skipping the NBA Finals to do a Nitro appearance.
That was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, the second biggest buy in WCW history was Hogan and Rodman versus DDP and Malone at Bash at the Beach.
And that's the other half of my number 5 is Karl Malone. I put Malone and Rodman next to each other because of that factor. Second highest pay-per-view buy in the entire history of the company, and the highest pay-per-view buy of 1998.
Yep.
And then he also did some stuff with Randy Savage in 99. And then he did some stuff in Australia with Kurt Hennig a few years after that. But what people remember about Rodman is that 97 when he came in, it was when freaking WrestleMania is going to be in Chicago, but the biggest story, Rodman signing with the WCW.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And please put him in the celebrity wing already.
Dude, he fucking belongs.
Yeah. He, along with another person that I'm sure we're all going to talk about later on. But yeah, Rodman, absolutely.
Dennis Rodman.
Maybe Dennis... God damn it. Maybe Dennis Rodman will punish you with his crazy hair.
That guy gets it. He knows. He's laughing over there. Ricky, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Muhammad Ali. Scott, you said everything about it. Moving on.
All right, and now on to number 4. I swear, if you guys have it at number 4 as well, I'm gonna freak. Mike Tyson.
3.
Yep.
2.
4.
But yeah, I mean, Mike Tyson, I mean, pretty self-explanatory, you know, at the very end of 97, it's announced Mike Tyson's gonna be at the Royal Rumble, up in the skybox watching the show. Cold Stone's the man!
Who's your favorite wrestler? Bruno Sammartino.
Cold
Bruno
Stone is the
Sammartino and
man!
all those other guys. I've been a fan forever.
And then the next night, the confrontation with Ian Austin that drew huge numbers that began the ball rolling for WWF.
Fucking
going
made
forward.
all the news outlets.
All of it. Yep.
And led
Did what
to
it's
nearly
supposed to do.
800,000 pay-per-view buys for Mania 14 and one of the big main events of Austin, Shawn, and, you know, Tyson, the whole story, it's like Tyson, is he on Austin's side? Is he on nobody's side? And he's in DX only to be a swerve. He was on Austin's side the whole time,
I mean,
only was there for
yeah.
Mania and didn't appear on Raw the next night, and it was a good thing. And then, over the years, here and there, like guest hosting Raw, where they continue continuity with Shawn.
And yawning on
Very
AEW programming.
He fell
Oh,
asleep
yeah.
during the TNT final.
Yep.
And
Oh,
then
and
JF
also,
ripping him a
let's
new
not
asshole.
forget too. Let's not forget the actual first time Tyson was supposed to be involved, which was the main event match that he was supposed to be the referee, but that was right before he got his ass knocked out by
Buster Douglas.
Buster Douglas in Japan. And then they had to swap him out and get Douglas to come in to be the referee and give Savage a shitty punch at the end of the match.
Yeah.
Cold
But-
Stone.
Cold
Cold
Stone.
Stone.
But
I want ice
but
cream now.
the big reason why I have him this high, not just for all that, but I'm gonna make a point here. If not for Mike Tyson coming in, who the fuck knows what happens with WWF afterwards?
Like,
Yeah.
who gives a
No.
shit about WrestleMania 14 without Tyson?
Exactly.
Like, when WCW and Bischoff found out Mike Tyson's coming in, they're like, oh shit, it's
That's good.
over. It's over. Like,
Yeah.
Nash and those guys are like, it's over.
You're
It's
done.
done.
Yep.
Yep.
Vince has got not Tyson. Tyson's got all this momentum. Vince is going to do it right, man. You're fucked.
And this was also right after Tyson, the ear bite, getting suspended from
Oh, yeah.
boxing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chill you till you love me.
Who does that shit, man?
Not funny.
But anyways, Ricky, you're number 4.
Or regardless of what you think of him right now, but at the time you gotta think of the time frame. He was a really big point in wrestling and WWE.
I know who you're gonna say. I
The
thought
Orange
about it.
Goblin himself,
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
I almost had him
Yeah.
in honorable mentions.
I
too.
mean, regardless of what you think of him now,
Right.
back
right.
then, WrestleMania 4, WrestleMania 5, in New Jersey. I mean, come on. What more can you want? Of course, in the
Without
Battle of
Trump,
the
we wouldn't have
Billionaires.
had 4 and 5, and also
Yeah.
Battle of the Billionaires. That
Battle of
was
the
huge.
Billionaires,
Oh,
but of
great,
course,
there's huge numbers.
I was there.
but of
Even though he
course-
took one of the worst stunners of all time.
but of course,
With one of the worst clotheslines ever given in the history of
given.
wrestling.
yeah, but you gotta realize that gave that WrestleMania more notoriety because we all wanted to see Donald Trump being fucking shaved. To be honest, the fact you had Stone Cold, Vince, Umaga, and Bobby Lashley, it's like what
Involved
the
in that, yeah.
involved in that. I mean, it made huge
Crazy.
numbers. I mean,
Yeah.
to the point that money was flying from the fucking roof.
Legit
Real money.
And
Real
people
money.
went home with some good cash that night.
Yeah. How much did you live with that, James? You must have gotten some of that cash.
No, I didn't get any of it.
Ah. Yeah, but and then of
What?
course guest hosting Raw, taking over
Bought
for a
Raw.
couple of
Commercial free for 2
Yes.
hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
And the
But-
Hall of Fame, I was there.
weeks. Yeah, but
Boo-
Getting booed out of MSG.
And I
yeah,
got booed at WrestleMania.
And booed
Yeah.
at WrestleMania. Yep. Mhm.
but yeah, that's my number 4.
Now, you skipped my number 4 because Tyson was not my 4.
Ah, sorry.
Who's
My
good?
number 4 was Cyndi Lauper.
Okay.
All right, so now
All right.
on to number 3. You people get the fuck out of my brain. Mr. T.
My number three has been mentioned, but Go ahead. I think I know your
Mr.
number three is
T.
going to be.
Three.
Mr. T.
3.
2.
Yep.
Close, but yeah, I mean, Mr. T. I'm again going back to the first WrestleMania. Without him there, who cares about WrestleMania 1, right? You know, he teaming with Hogan against Piper and Orndorff, and then yeah, it was terrible. But in Mania 2, the boxing match with Piper and all the other stuff that Mr. T has done in wrestling over the years, and wrestlers doing for him, like Hogan appearing on the A-Team TV show quite a few times.
And let's not forget
Rocky
the war to
3.
settle the score.
Yes.
Him jumping the barricade, which got the ball rolling for WrestleMania.
Saving Hogan. Yep. Doing all that stuff.
Just don't let him talk in the Hall of Fame again, please.
I was just about to say, if only I had
mother. Don't
If
you
only-
love your mother?
After all, if I hadn't gotten to the hotel late, I could have been there at the Hall of Fame to hear that in person. I would have
Mama,
either
mama,
I
my
would have
mama,
I would have
mama,
been
love my mama.
I would have
mama,
been-
mama.
I would have been pissed off and laughing my ass off at the same time. It's like,
So
oh my
does
god,
Mr.
this is
T
so
love
funny,
his
but
mother?
shut up.
Maybe a little bit. No, doesn't love them. You know, doesn't love his mother, Kane. Fucking rude ass bitch interrupting him, talking about his mother.
Oh god, but yeah, Mr. T, for obvious reasons, had my number 3, and Ricky.
Same thing with me. Moving along.
Well,
Okay,
my
Scott. Oh,
I
Yeah.
haven't done my number 3 yet because my
Neither
number 3
have I,
has already been mentioned. This is my totally prejudicial, selfish choice.
Of course. Motorhead.
Number 3 because 3 great entrances, 2 great entrances of WrestleMania, 3 great songs, 2 great entrances of WrestleMania. One of those songs was the song my wife and I walked into to our wedding reception. Okay, so yeah, he's kind of high on my list. So yes, number 3 is fucking God right there. Put
And
him in
then-
the Hall of Fame or I'll kill you.
And then my number 3, already mentioned before, Mike Tyson.
Could you
you go.
imagine if Lemmy would have been involved in a match in some sort of maybe at the very end of WrestleMania 18, Chris Jericho's gonna screw him. Lemmy's
like just come in, whack Jericho
No.
with a chair.
El Kabong with an electric guitar.
Actually, all Lemmy should do. Powder. Because guess what the powder is?
Haha!
The sniffy dust. It's the sniffy dust.
No, not
It's the
Filthy
sniffy
Phil's
dust.
powder.
Yes.
He loves that powder, man.
Texas booger sugar. That's what it is.
That's a waste of booger sugar.
It's a waste of booger sugar.
All right, James.
All right. He said.
I already said my
Oh,
number
yeah.
3.
Okay.
We're number
all right.
2 now.
2.
All right, number 2.
Number 2.
It's Cyndi Lauper for me. I mean, for obvious reasons, the rock and wrestling connection of the 80s. Without that, who knows if WWF goes beyond national as it did. So, there you go.
My number
Yeah.
2 is Mike Tyson for obvious reasons. Long.
All right, Scott.
My number 2, I'm guessing, is your other guys' number 1.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
God.
Don't do this.
Because
Don't do
Don't
this.
do it.
because you have all mentioned what my number 1 is already.
Just do it.
Andy Kaufman.
That's my 1.
1.
Genius. It's my number 2. Not number 1 for me, but he's my number 2. I'll shut up so you guys can talk about it for your number 1. But yeah, he's my number
All
2.
right, James.
My number 2's Mr. T.
All right, so yeah, Andy Kaufman.
1.
Andy Kaufman.
Because, and here's my justification for it. Without Kaufman, there's no other celebrity involvement in wrestling.
No.
He's the one that first did it on a big scale.
Yeah. As far as like keeping things going, like you had
Yeah.
the one appearance and then the neck brace moment with the pile driver and then going on
David
the Larry
Letterman
King
show.
or David
Yeah, the
Letterman.
David Letterman show.
And
Which is still
continuing it.
regarded as one of the big night show moments ever, all these years later.
And to this day,
Yes.
it's like, was it a work? Was it not a work? Who the fuck knows?
It was all work. It was
Yeah,
all
of course.
work.
I mean,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
all work. They're all.
But David Letterman almost thought, "Oh God, this
Yeah.
is legit." Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
that was a work shoot, is what it was.
Yes.
yeah.
That
Yes.
was a work shoot. But yeah, the relationship they had between each other
motherfucker!
was.
Sue you bastards! Motherfucking fuck! fuck?
I mean, if you watch
You
the
cannot throw
movie,
coffee.
I mean, if you watch the movie with Jim Carrey, it's like, dude,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm the king. Oh, I'm the king.
I'm the king.
Oh, I'm the new
king
king of Memphis, Tennessee.
And of course, I said it with Rodman. How Andy Kaufman's not in the celebrity wing yet, I still don't get.
eventually he will.
Needs to.
Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if this year's Hall of Fame's mostly celebrities who've never been into the Hall of Fame, being there in Hollywood.
I mean, hell, it's like until isn't Cyndi Lauper in now?
No. Cindy's
Damn.
not in the Hall.
She's not
Why
in.
isn't she in the Hall of Fame?
Andy Kaufman, Cyndi Lauper, Dennis Rodman, Motorhead, Dick Emersol.
Alice Cooper.
If those 5 don't go in, your celebrity wing isn't legit. All the way.
There you go.
So there you go. All right, Scott, your number 1.
Yep.
And number 1 is Cyndi Lauper and Mr. T, the Rock and Wrestling Connection, because that, no disrespect to Andy Kaufman, I'm sorry, Andy Kaufman was a territorial thing. It was Memphis. It was not nationwide. Even though the David Letterman thing happens on national television, not everybody in the country could see what those guys were doing down there. Okay? It's not diminishing anything they did. It was still huge for pro wrestling, and Andy treated it with respect. He loved it, but he wanted to go to WWF first. Wouldn't touch it. He wanted to go to work for another promotion. Wouldn't touch it. Till finally he was told, talk to Jerry Jarrett, talk to Memphis. Got him in there, and they did it right. And all that footage is out there, but that was not widely accessible back then. It wasn't. So that's why, for me, it's number 2. It's right there, but Cyndi Lauper, Mr. T, Rock and Wrestling Connection, WWF, MTV, NBC, all the connections that made, that makes it a much bigger production. That makes it a much bigger deal for pro wrestling in general, because everything was banked on the first WrestleMania as the big event. Not the first, technically not the first pay-per-view, we know that. That was the classic a few months later. But it was still closed captioned, over 1 million homes, blah, blah, blah. So that connection there, but Cyndi Lauper just taking a flight on a plane with Captain Lou and them starting to talk to each other, that was what made the connection. Captain Lou goes back to Vince. Hey, I met that Cyndi Lauper girl. She's really nice. She loves wrestling. Really? Hi, Dave Wolf, Vince McMahon. Hey, pal, how's it going? We want to talk to you about doing some business. Make that connection right there. The war to settle the score. My all-time favorite match. Sets up WrestleMania. Mr. T getting involved. Cyndi Lauper. All the different aspects right there on a much grander scale brings brings that outside perspective to what is otherwise referred to back then as the little regional business that could. That they love to dig on these days. So that's why, for me, Cyndi Lauper, Mr. T, the Rock and Wrestling Connection, the biggest celebrity involvement in pro wrestling history. I rest my case.
Mm-hmm.
And ladies and gentlemen, those are our top 10 best celebrities in wrestling.
Now,
And once
some
again,
of the worst.
Well,
And
Ricky, I'm going to
I think
tell
once
you
again-
right now. I'm going to tell you right now, Ricky. Drew Carey does not belong in an honorable mention for best, because I could make the argument he was the fucking worst. Fuck Drew Carey being at Royal Rumble 2001,
I'd have Drew
and
Carey on my
fuck that
list,
being in the
man.
Hall of Fame. Fuck that shit. No disrespect to Drew Carey as a person. I love him, but in wrestling, fuck you. I rest my case.
There you go.
Uh,
Other words,
guys-
Snooki.
Yes.
Snooki.
Jay
What's
Leno.
a Snooki? I don't know, but it's very famous. For what? I don't know. Snooki wants smush smush.
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay Leno was horrible because
Jay
putting
Leno.
Hogan in an
Yeah.
arm lock for
Too
a
long.
lot of old
Still
school wrestlers
going
said
to this
that was
day.
that was the death of wrestling right there. Hogan having to sell for Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, a good chunk of the guest hosts of Raw were pretty terrible.
yeah, some of them, not all of them.
Yeah, there were
In
some that were
WCW,
all right.
Yes, in
Yeah.
WCW. That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Master
Yeah,
P and the No Limit Soldier.
Oh my God, yes.
Hooty-hoo!
Yeah, a lot of WCW interaction.
Yeah.
celebrity
Misfits.
interactions are bad.
Misfits.
Now, we didn't mention in either positive or negative yet, but ICP.
Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
about
That
ICP.
is,
I would say that'd be an honorable mention for best.
And Snoop Dogg too. I mean,
Yeah, Snoop Dogg could have done.
Dog, yeah.
Just for his acknowledgement, loves pro wrestling, loved watching Ric Flair growing up, and
Yeah.
my little cousin, baby, I love him so. I love the boss man, Sasha Banks, so much, baby, for shizzle. And that's fine.
And then
so
David Arquette, he's like the definition of a double-edged sword for celebrity involvement. It's like, yeah, what he did in WCW was fucking terrible, but it wasn't his fault. He was
why I had him
talked
as an
into
honorable mention.
everything.
Look,
But
he was the world heavyweight champion. He was the world heavyweight champion, which automatically puts him in the honorable mention.
Right.
No.
Makes him in the
what I
elite
did.
group
That's what I
of
did.
world champions.
Because he was also a guy that that wasn't his call. He didn't ask for that.
That's true, yeah.
That was
And that's the reason.
like,
And that's the
put the
reason I
belt on
say
him.
is he's a
And
double-edged
DDP's
sword.
argument is, like, if you were given the opportunity, if someone said, "Hey, you're going to be the world champion," you'd totally turn it down, right? No.
It's like all the hate on Roman and in the early 2010s. It's like it's not his fucking fault, people. Don't be mad at him because he's Vince's new guy. What are you going to say? I'm going to strap the rockets on your back, kid, and send you to the moon. Is that okay? No, I don't think I'm ready yet. I should go back to developmental. No, do I please? Don't be fucking mad at him.
But like I was saying with David Arquette, it's like I said, double-edged sword because what happened in WCW was fucking terrible, but at the same token, he's done a lot of good outside of the television side of wrestling. Like, all the money he got from WCW, donated it to the families of Pillman and Owen.
Yep.
So
there you go.
And done stuff in the indies.
And did it the right way.
Indies for a while.
The right way.
Yeah.
Until fucking numbnuts there.
Oh yeah.
MDK.
Yeah. Ugh, piece of garbage.
Yeah.
Bad
ones.
That's why I get some
Who
honorable
else?
mention.
Who else have we forgotten?
Who else is
bad
In
ones.
terms of worst.
worst?
Ben Stiller.
Kathy Lee and Hoda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Kind of an underrated one. Granted, it was one time, and I hate this guy so much still to this day, but I'll give him credit where it's due. Kyle Busch.
Yeah, I had a feeling
He
you were
had
gonna say
two
that.
appearances. He granted, when he guest hosted Raw with Joey Logano, Joey did not belong because he knew nothing about wrestling. Whereas at least Kyle, he's a fan, and he played the heel perfectly because he's easy to hate. The fucking line he dropped when he's talking to Big Show and Jericho, he's like, well, hey, we're here in Buffalo, a city that hadn't been into the Super Bowl since Hulkamania. You bring T.O. in, and what's he done? He got it. Even though I hate the guy still to this day. And then, 24/7 title run, but, yeah.
Refrigerator Perry?
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, there's the football thing. It
Yeah.
wasn't horrible, but
Not horrible,
No,
but
In
not
terms
good.
of one of the better ones, in terms of what could have been an honorable mention, Bob Barker.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 For that
Bob
for
Barker.
hosting Raw.
And that was
And
one of the
then-
few guest hosts that worked.
Ozzy?
and the same as Bob Barker, Bob Uecker.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't hate-
First time his
Uh,
contract was ever renewed.
Oh, God, here's another one of the worst. Jeremy Pivens.
You will be banned from the Summerfest.
SummerSlam. It's SummerSlam.
Or Summerfest, whatever one.
William Shatner?
He's a whiny, bitter bitch, is what he is. And Bivens. Oh my god.
And oh, God,
Dude,
William
what?
Shatner. Fucking
Shatner.
inducting Lawler in the crowd chanting, you don't know him. That fucking story Lawler tells on Broken Skull.
Pee Wee Herman!
Oh, God.
I know you are.
Oh,
but what am I?
here's one we've completely forgot about that should be honorable mentions now. Shaq. He should be honorable
yes.
mention.
Yeah.
And also, I got a bit of bias towards Shaq because he will always... I mean, he was always cool no matter what, but he's extra cool because he bought my brother and his new son-in-law $250 worth of sunglasses just out of the blue. Because Shaq was in Columbus, just at the mall, hanging out, and bought my brother and his new son-in-law, well, a future son-in-law, $250 worth of sunglasses just all on his own. So for that, Shaq, you're always going to be cool to me. Forever.
Tremendous.
Other bad
what else? What other
ones.
celebrities?
some of the
I'm trying to think of
worst.
some outside of the guest host era.
Fucking, in terms of worst, Johnny Fairplay. In
Yeah.
TNA.
TNA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Jenna Maraska as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
she and Charmel, the second worst match in wrestling history.
That was so fucking bad.
Oh god! But I'll rather watch that than Bushwhacker Sheik and Volkov from Heroes of Wrestling ever again.
Just because of Jenna's entrance.
Exactly.
Where it's like her asshole.
Yes. Yes.
God, there have been some other bad. TNA's had a lot of bad ones. A freaking what the fuck? Some of the MMA guys during the Aces and Eights.
Tito Ortiz.
Tito and Rampage.
That was at Rampage, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
But Tito just came out to the anti-pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's one celebrity who I'm surprised hasn't been contacted or anything? Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Like,
McGregor.
Yeah, he'd be a great fit if he got called for.
In terms of another worse one, Pac-Man. Pac-Man Jones.
Yes.
Fuck Pac-Man Jones.
Tag champion.
oh yeah, Jack.
Pinned Sting.
Yeah.
Pac-Man Jones pinned Sting to win a belt. And they couldn't even show it on camera.
Not only that, he's a fucking tool bag anyways that needs to just shut the fuck up and never come back to anything. Fuck you, Pac-Man. Piece of shit.
So say how you really feel.
I know.
I still hold a grudge against him for fucking screwing the Bengals over against the Steelers in that playoff game from 6 years ago. Fuck you.
It's a work.
Total work.
But anyways,
in terms of some really bad ones
that were outside of the guest host era, because those honestly guest hosts for the most part were cop outs because like really like 95% of them were bad.
Art Donovan.
Yeah, that was so bad it was amazing.
Yeah.
How much does this guy weigh?
What's that girl in the front row screaming at?
And who's the other guy who was GM of Raw for some time that never got anyone's name right? Jeff Harvey, that guy.
Oh, Mike Adamle.
Yeah, Mark Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Adamle. Oh, God.
Speaking of guest commentators, the ones during
Randy
WrestleMania 2.
Oh, yeah, let's see. They had
Susan St. James.
She was horrible, but she was married to Dick Ebersol at the time. So that's why she was there.
Yeah.
Elvira.
Elvira,
Pitts.
Kathy Lee Crosby. She actually was.
That was it.
Fan, so that was it.
Mary Hart.
Mary Hart was nice. Vanna White, she was cool. She WrestleMania 4.
Yeah.
Jerry Springer.
Jerry, that was fine.
He worked.
Yeah,
but it was about 10 or so years too late for him to WWF
true.
TV.
And he had Too Hot for WWE, Too Hot for TV, and I loved that show. And he was perfect for it. Fuck. Now I'm just want to go back to the well of the guest host again because there's just so many there.
Well, I guess you could say she did a good job, Jenna Jameson. ECW, WWE.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Here's one. John Wayne Bobbitt. During the whole
Oh, my God.
I forgot all about that.
Oh, fuck.
They brought him in. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Frankenpenis.
Choppy, your pee-pee.
Yeah, they fucking brought him in to do that. One appearance. It was why? Speaking of Attitude Era, where do we put Butterbean?
It's not good. No good business
Not
done.
good, but...
He killed Bart Gunn's career.
He did,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, he'd probably be among the
Oh,
worst.
there's somebody we forgot to mention. Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart, SummerSlam. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
good, not great.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fan. It's not like he was a non-fan
His
celebrity.
son was
that
really
came
the
in.
fan. He was there doing it more for his son, I think, at the time. Oh, you're really tall.
Bret Durst.
Really, Ricky?
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock, yeah, please. Douchebag. Oh, the Muppets.
Oh, come on!
Forget the Muppets. They were great though. They were good. They were good. I would say they were
great.
bad.
Hey, they were
They were
good.
fun. But me and Walter booked a way better Raw with the Muppets than they actually did. I will tell you that right
Well,
now.
where would you guys rank Will Sasso?
Will was good. Will was a
Because he
fan.
did both. He did some WCW stuff.
They had like they had Triple H on Mad TV, and Steve Austin was on there too. So he was a fan.
Yeah. And he came out doing the Hogan impression only to get chokeslammed by Kane.
Right. So that's
He,
good.
he cost Bret Hart the U.S. title on Nitro
Yeah.
against Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, unless we want to go more deep into the.
Unless you want to just keep mentioning guest hosts that were terrible.
That's
Guest host. That's
low hanging fruit. So it's nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
pretty much. That
We were
was
talking
why
about,
I
like,
kept trying to think
Celebrities
of
that were
outside
involved
of that
in an
era.
angle or a match or something along those lines.
Here's one. We mentioned Kevin Green in terms of a good one. In terms of a bad one, Reggie White. Him and Mongo had about a 20-minute match on pay-per-view. No fucking kidding. It was like 15 or so minutes. Oh my god. Slamboree 97.
What about Mark Cuban? I mean, he took a fucking
okay.
table bump from Sheamus.
Didn't he take an RKO from Orton
I think
at
so.
Survivor Series?
I think he did, yeah.
Maybe.
And then he took a fucking
Maybe.
fucking spear through a table by Sheamus.
Mm.
God. Let's see.
Who are some celebrities you wish would have been in wrestling or done something?
Conor McGregor. That's for one.
Yes, maybe it could still happen in the future
Still
because
happen.
he's still young.
Didn't Roman say he'd fit in the cruiserweight division?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Jim Carrey. I would have loved for Jim Carrey.
That would
to
have
done
been fun.
something.
That would have been fun.
That would have been really fun.
Maybe. Trying to think of metal art.
You know what? Somebody who I don't think was involved with pro wrestlers in his movies, but don't think he ever did anything in wrestling. Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
The only thing he did was induct Hogan in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And he had Terry Funk in his movie, Hogan in his movie.
Yeah. Oh, I just remembered one that was actually a little fun. Zach Wilde, Bound for Glory 2009, played the national anthem, and then he fucking swung a chair at one of the members of Beer Money because he was friends with the Dudleys. And friends with Stone Cold, so yeah. So yeah, Zach Wilde, I'd say he'd be a good one. Yeah, definitely not top tier. It was a one-time appearance, but it was fun.
Who else?
Oh,
Nice.
we forgot one. I don't know if you would count as... I think it would count as bad. Kevin Federline.
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Horrible.
He beat John Cena in a match.
Yeah.
Pinned him 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring.
On New Year's Day 07.
Here's some celebrities that actually have done stuff in wrestling, but it was on very, very small independents. Guar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guar.
They're fans, and they've actually gotten to get in the ring and stuff like that too. So that would have been something to see. Them and ECW.
Oh God.
Oh,
That would have been
No.
perfect.
I would have loved. I mean, they can probably still do it. Metallica. Maybe a chorus song for one of the
Play
wrestlers.
one fucking song.
Play one song out of WrestleMania. Like the next time WrestleMania is in San Francisco. There.
I mean, they're in Hollywood. They're gonna be in Hollywood.
In LA
Or
next
even
year.
in
Come
LA.
on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Paul, Triple H, Paul.
We
Look at
know
me,
you're
Paul.
you're a
Look at me.
big Metallica fan. They're your favorite band,
Come on.
just like me. Come on, make
Fucking
it
phone
happen.
call.
Make the phone call to Hetfield
Double the
and Lars.
price, whatever it takes, just once.
Just
Yes.
once. The memory remains for Master of Puppets, or hell, Enter Sandman.
Yes. I mean, hell, fucking the story Triple H tells when he met Metallica and they hung out, and the first thing Hetfield asks, "How's Lemmy?" Because there's such marks for Motorhead, and who can blame him?
I know this is a bit too much, but can you imagine Maiden?
Yeah.
Any major
I'll take
band.
any metal band that of
Yeah.
WrestleMania that is huge. That would be cool.
Oh, I forgot to mention. Speaking of sort of metal, Poppy in NXT. You know,
Code Orange
Yeah.
in NXT
Code
as well,
Orange.
doing
Oh, yeah,
Aleister
Code
You know,
Black's
I
theme
just
and Bray
remembered a
Wyatt's
bad.
theme.
I just remembered a bad celebrity appearance. Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
What a flop that
Guest
was.
hosting WrestleMania.
And
24/7 champion.
Helping
Helped
Mojo
win
the
the
Andre Battle
Andre
Royal at
Battle
30.
Royal.
Yep.
with a botch. Like, whoa, really just supposed to be.
Yeah, with the security lady fucked up. Shit. She wasn't in on the meeting.
She fucked up. She fucked up. She fucked
Yeah.
up.
Now, okay, we mentioned Jenna Jameson. Would Jasmine St. Clair also count celebrity-wise, or is she
Yeah.
more
And that's
into
bad.
business?
And that's bad. That's
Yeah.
a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because she was also backing an indie promotion at the time, 3PW, Power Pro. It was 3P. It was out of Philadelphia. It was in late 2000. It was after ECW. Because back then there was Combat Zone Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Unplugged, and then there was 3PW. And Ring of Honor was starting too. So you had like 4 promotions all in the same area around Philadelphia, all running. And it was not fun, from what I heard. It was like trying to bounce between all these promotions because they would double book each other, and all these wrestlers were all getting booked there. And she was a part of that. AJ Styles told the story about having to get paid working one of their shows. And AJ is not, he's not a pervert. He's the complete opposite. And she's there, skin tight outfit. You can see her tips, and he's going to get paid. He's like, oh. Doesn't want to look at her.
Basically, that would also be like what Shawn Michaels nowadays would do too.
He was trying to be a gentleman. Like,
Yes, yeah.
After all the fucking 2006 DX when they're chasing Coach and he goes through the Divas locker room, it's the women's locker room. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We're going in.
We're
aren't we?
going in,
No,
aren't
no,
we?
no.
Now, also, if we're going that far, do we count Rob Black as a celebrity? Or no?
Yeah, no.
Nah.
Never did anything major. XPW,
Well, now,
whatever.
well, now that we've talked about like the good and the bad, how about wrestlers that did celebrity appearances on TV shows? The Rock hosting Saturday Night Live, heading in the main.
The Rock, pretty much. The Rock. Just throw The Rock.
Yeah. The
Or
Rock.
like any wrestler
So-
that's become actors, like Austin, Cena, and
Mhm.
even one-offs like
Hogan did it.
Hogan,
Wait,
Miz.
Andre with
Conan the Destroyer and
Yeah.
Princess Bride.
Cherry Funk.
Kane
Terry Funk,
for
Paradise
See
Alley.
No
Yep.
Evil.
what
Do you-
would Terry Funk say about his movies?
No idea. He's not here right now. But
Moxley.
wait
did
a
movie.
minute, I haven't been here in so long. I gotta talk about something that's been bugging me for way too long, and that is the fact that you talked about Nikita Koloff's penis on your show. Why would you do that? I once had a penis. I love that penis, and one day I had to shoot that penis.
Clip that! Somebody clip that, please!
Somebody clip
End of
that.
the year, I had to do it. Last show for me for the year, I
Yes,
had to do something.
Steve, now we have so much for an end of the year.
If I
funny
can remember
shit.
to do
Good
it,
show.
and I probably won't.
You
remember to do
better,
it,
you
so-
better remember,
Remember.
Levi.
Oh my god!
Oh my! So wrestlers that got involved in celebrity
Roddy
stuff.
Piper. Roddy Piper.
Yes.
Yes,
Roddy
They
Piper.
They live.
They
Yeah,
live.
Welcome to-
Bret Hart. The
Welcome to
Simpsons.
Frogtown. Yeah.
Do you
Simpsons.
were you ever on The Simpsons? Did you ever have an action figure from The Simpsons?
Yep.
God, that action figure is so fucking expensive. I try to buy one of those like $300. Hell no, I'm not buying that shit.
Mankind on Boy Meets World.
Yes.
That was
Vader on Boy Meets
Vader
World.
on Boy Meets World.
Vader did
Yeah.
multiple appearances.
King Kong Bundy on Married with Children.
Yeah.
Boss just brought that up in the
That was a
chat.
classic.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Major Payne.
Major Payne.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
that was an awesome cameo.
You know, it's a very obscure wrestling cameo. Who everybody know the movie Rudy?
Mm.
Yes.
Sean Astin, Al
Yep.
Snow, and Dan Severn are both
I
extras in that
never
movie.
caught that. I never caught that.
Yep. When you watch some of the scenes where they're doing the training, you'll see Al's got an afro, but he's there, and so is Dan Severn. They're both there in the background.
Yeah.
Speaking of obscure cameos, John Cena in Ready to Rumble.
Yes.
Yes.
The gym scene. The gym
Yes.
scene where they go to
I mean-
Goldberg in the background. This is when he had the blonde flat top.
I mean,
So he was in developmental time.
mean-
Yeah.
Macho Man for Spider-Man.
Yes.
Spider-Man movie. Mhm.
Bonesaw is ready.
Ready?
minutes.
3 minutes till playtime.
Let's see. Wrestler cameos in films or TV shows.
George the Animal Steel in the movie Ed Wood. He's in that movie. It's a movie. The movie about Ed Wood. Ed Wood, when he did the movie Planet from Outer Space, he had an actual wrestler in the movie. I don't remember the guy's name, but George Steele played that guy who was a wrestler in the actual.
Speaking of Wood, Tammy Stitch and Sunny Side Up.
God damn it.
Oh no, she's been in way too many movies.
Yeah,
uh,
he's blown
there
so many
was
scripts.
one. Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I forgot about this. Jericho in the Nickelodeon show Thundermans did a cameo.
Yeah.
He also cameoed in one of my favorite recent game shows that's no longer around, At Midnight on Comedy Central. That was a fun fucking show, and good God, he's hilarious.
Sasha Banks
Hogan,
in Mandalorian.
Yes.
Yes,
Hogan,
yes.
Savage, Flair, Vader, Kevin Sullivan on Baywatch. Shawn Michaels on Baywatch.
Yep.
Uh,
Sable.
there's a
in
lot.
Pacific Blue. That was a show that had a short run on USA. She had a cameo in there. China was on some show.
She hosted Robot Wars for a long time.
Yes, she did. Yeah.
Steve Austin was on Nash Bridges.
Right.
I was trying to
I remember
remember
now.
the show.
I remember now. Big Cat Ernie Ladd on that 70s show. He was on that show.
So were a lot of other, the Hardys, Shamrock.
Yeah,
The
I
Rock.
was gonna say.
Yeah, The Rock.
Yeah, The
Yep.
Rock.
Rock played his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And fucking
yeah.
Red
Gonna have a
Foreman
son one
getting
day,
face to
and
face
he's
with
gonna be the most
Shamrock and he backs
electrifying man in
down.
sports entertainment.
The reason I know this because I'm currently watching that 70s show and I just
'Cause
saw
it's
that
on
like a
Peacock
couple of
now,
hours
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
Preparing for that
Yeah.
90s show coming out next year.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for
sequel?
that.
You gonna do that? Are they actually gonna do that?
Yep, the
I mean-
trailer's already out.
Well, remember
There wasn't
that
a
80s
10.
show came out and it flopped
Yes.
hard.
That flat big time.
So
But that
who knows
90s
if
show's
this
going to be
will-
on Netflix.
Oh, okay. All right.
Fuck no.
So ratings won't matter.
Yeah.
Um,
Some
What
other
else is there?
there's a
cameos.
lot. Trust me, we can do all this all day. There's a lot.
Yeah, we could.
Oh,
There's a lot.
Edge was on a sci-fi show as a regular
Vikings.
character.
Edge was
Yep.
on Vikings.
Vikings, yeah.
Well, there he
And-
was in something else. I'm trying to
And-
remember the name of the show.
Haven.
That's
Haven.
what it was. Yeah, he was
yeah,
a regular
Haven, yeah.
character
Yeah.
on that
I think
show.
Christian. I think he had Christian on there too for one or two episodes too.
Yeah.
I think
We
he got him in
mentioned
there.
Stephen Amell earlier with celebrity appearances. Cody was on Arrow.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
that was there. hmm Oh, Rosario Dawson showed up in AEW that one time. Had to face off with Malachi Black.
Oh boy.
Now, we could mention so many bad celebrity AEW appearances.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
much all of them except
Yep.
Shaq.
Oh, Jericho was in. There was a movie. Oh, Jay and Silent Bob reboot,
That's right.
where he played the fucking Grand
Yeah.
Wizard.
clan member. He plays a clan member for fuck's sake.
just,
Yep.
just like that's
Which-
just like
Which
that's
is
just like
totally sort of
Yeah.
similar to how his wife is. Where was she
And
on
his- and her
January
mother.
6th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cunts. Let's see.
I know Kevin Nash was in something. Just remember what
he
it
was in the Punisher. He was in the Punisher.
Oh
as
yes.
as
Yes.
the
Second Teenage
Russian.
Ninja Turtles movie, Super Shredder.
Yeah.
No, he was in something else with Terry Funk. I think it was The Ringer, the one with Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, and also Kevin Nash in Magic Mike.
Yes! There's
Yes!
a lot of there's wrestlers in the Sharknado series.
Oh yeah.
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 Bunch of wrestlers in the remake of Longest Yard. Austin Goldberg Nash. Kali
Yep.
before he was Kali. Bob
Yes, that's all in
Sapp.
there. Yep.
Good God.
MacGruber.
Wrestlers versus Zombies. That was a movie.
Oh
Oh,
god.
God.
Piper's in
Kurt
that one,
Angle
too.
and breaking of Zombie's leg with the ankle lock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
We can do this all day, people. Trust me.
Yeah.
I know. So many.
But anyways, this week in wrestling.
This week in
Regal!
wrestling.
Regal!
Florida.
Well, the word is that Regal has been let go and will go back to WWE. However, according to the contract, he will not be allowed to be on television until 2024.
Ugh.
As independent contractor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever that means now.
Yeah.
There's actually a NXT deadline is happening as we speak, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
ROH happened as we were talking to.
As
I
we
heard
talked
good
about.
things about FTR and the Briscoes in the dog collar match.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I kind of
Claudio beat Jericho with he did the giant swing and Jericho tapped to the giant swing.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the end. That
Wow.
was
He
that's how
couldn't
Claudio
take
won
being
the
swung
title.
around 30 times.
Claudio got the
Pretty
belt back?
much.
Okay.
Every belt changed hands except the TV title.
Okay, because Joe's got that, right?
Joe's got the
Right.
title, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Athena won the women's belt.
Let me check the
Yuta
headline.
won the pure title. The six-man tag titles changed hands. The tag title changed hands. And the world title changed hands.
Well, fucking Khan better have some kind of fucking TV deal lined up for Ring of Honor the next year. Otherwise, all this shit is fucking pointless.
Right.
So
And that's what's sad is I was mentioning this the other night. It seems like Ring of Honor, whenever there's a Ring of Honor pay-per-view, branded pay-per-view, or an AEW pay-per-view, they are good. The
Yeah, they
matches
are.
solid. The crowd loves them. There's always great feedback. It's the shit in between that is just like
TV.
the TV is horrible, but the pay-per-views are good. But pay-per-view is a dead business anyway, so it's like, what are you waiting for? So,
Weird. Looks like we're getting the start of MJF Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
That
as a
promo that Starks cut on Wednesday.
that was a
Holy
career-making
shit.
promo.
One of the only times someone can say that somebody out-promoed MJF.
Yeah, yep, pretty big right there.
Let's see, what else?
And that match is happening next Wednesday.
Jeez. Nothing major happening on
Nothing
Raw. or
too major
SmackDown.
happened.
No,
Yeah.
not
Kind
really.
of a regular week. I mean, we're going to be in a lull with WWE programming for a while because of no pay-per-view coming up.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
fine. You help build
Yeah.
towards the next one. Sammy, he was pretty much told next week Roman's coming back, get a haircut.
So he might be going back to looking like classic Sami Zayn.
Something big's going to be happening next week. He was pretty much told you got some big stuff coming next week, which I think is next week going to be when the guillotine comes down,
Maybe.
or are they going to wait till
Maybe.
the week after the week of Christmas?
Oh.
That would be.
Oh no. John Cena's coming back on the last SmackDown of the year.
Yeah,
Forgot about that.
he's probably going to be putting his name in the Royal Rumble match.
Probably.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe to help set up a possible program with Austin Theory
Right.
heading into WrestleMania.
That'd be interesting.
Kurt Angle's birthday last night on SmackDown.
Right,
The
that
milk
happened.
truck
That was good.
returned.
Mm-hmm.
They
Jason
acknowledged
Jordan.
Jason Jordan's still his son.
Oh my god.
Continuity.
Yep.
If only Jason Jordan was healthy, I'd love for him to come back.
Dude,
Yeah, it
if
would be
he got injured at the worst possible time because he was
Yeah.
planned for a huge heel run,
Oh my God, was he
Yeah.
ready
Yeah.
to go? He was ready to go. So he was. Oh, he was right there, and
and then his
Yeah.
neck.
that's
Yeah.
the business.
What else has happened?
Gunther Ricochet next week for
Gunther
the IC
Ricochet.
title.
Interesting contract signing. We are pro wrestlers.
You are flippy dipshits.
But
Oh, if only he said that.
Yeah.
If it was AEW, he'd have said
You're
flippy
right, he would've.
dipshits.
Yeah.
He would have.
but
Yeah,
nothing to
apparently
make-
Sasha in talks to go to New Japan.
oh
okay.
yeah.
Timeout. She's confirmed to be at Wrestle Kingdom. but there's no confirmation on what capacity she's going to be there. She may just be a ticket buying fan. All right, she may just be sitting in the crowd. There's nothing confirmed about that.
So today, MJF posted a picture on his Twitter that's kind of like Cody's picture with the list. People that will never beat me for the Triple B. The Pebble, the American Dipshit Dragon, Warho, Edward, Sensitive Cowboy, Jungle Jabroni, Darbs the School Shooter, Adam, my brain don't work so I can't cope, Cole, Mr. Queen Castagnoli.
Wow.
God damn
How
it.
great was that?
God damn it, MJF, you American treasure.
Yeah.
It's like, if Tony does one thing next year, at the end of next year, pay that motherfucker money. Otherwise, he's gonna get paid a ton of fucking money elsewhere.
Somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Apparently, just now, New Day won the NXT tag titles.
Oh,
What?
shit.
What?
Good.
Yeah,
They haven't been
beat Pretty
doing.
Deadly.
There's nothing for them to do now.
So let me see if I can find result. Okay.
Roxanne Perez won the Iron Survivor. Yeah.
New Day won the tag. That's dude. Kofi continuing his tag team legacy.
I'm just trying to think now. Now that Kofi won the NXT titles.
He's won every tag title that could possibly be won.
Pretty much.
Because he won the original World Tag Team titles with
Raw,
Punk. He's won the
SmackDown
Raw belts,
NXT
the SmackDown, and now the NXT. He's he's won them all.
Yep.
World Champion, Continental Champion, Tag Team Champion.
U.S. Champion.
U.S. champion, yeah.
Grand Slam winner.
The only thing he never won was the Royal Rumble and King of the Ring and Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Although he could never be King of the Ring, which, if you know...
Kofi Kingston.
Punk
Kofi.
even said that line on commentary. King Kofi Kingston. Wait.
I mean...
Wait. Oh, God.
For Kofi, I would love for him to be at least in the top 4 at the Rumble. I would love that.
Because
there's always that one person that is like, whoa, he was there?
Yeah.
Because they also got to do a redemption part in the match. Can he save himself without screwing it up?
Right.
That's going to be the whole
harder
storyline.
spot next year.
Yeah.
I mean, you never fucking know. Maybe that's the thing that, since he was the first one to be announced at the Rumble, what if he starts at the beginning? He becomes the Iron Man.
Number one?
He becomes the Iron Man of the match.
Number one, get in there for a little bit, do his big spot, get him eliminated, you're gone. It's fine.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently now, rumors saying that Big E's possibly done.
We kind of figured that.
Yeah, because after that
big
fucking suplex,
like, don't risk it. Because even if he does come back, he's on borrowed time.
Yeah, like 1 to 3 years max if he came back.
And one more bad bump, and that's wheelchair time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
like, he's got a job there for life.
Yeah,
and he's still doing a down as well.
He's one of these smart guys, saved his money, made investments, he's doing other things. So he'll be fine.
I wouldn't be surprised if Biggie becomes like a backstage, like an agent or something.
Agent or something like that, could be.
Yeah.
He'd be a great coach down at the PC.
Yeah.
I mean,
for the strong
guys. He has that motivational stuff that that could work.
I mean, then again,
positivity flowing through him, and just the shape he's in. Put him in the fucking PC and show these guys how to work out. You know, get
you want muscles like me. This is how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't need
now
the
that Triple H is kind of sort of in charge. I mean, he could do that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay. Sit down, bud. Okay, you can't wrestle. New contract. You're going to be a PC coach. You get benefits. You got all this shit now. Please sign this.
Or hell, why not make Biggie the GM of NXT?
No, you don't need an authority figure. The authority figure is dead.
Please never.
You don't need it. We've had 25 years of nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
No more.
Or make Biggie at least a manager.
He's not the best talker.
Babyface managers hardly ever work.
He's a hell of a hype man. So put him on the roundtable discussions before the pay-per-views.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Would he
pre-show.
work as a commentator?
Maybe, but
Maybe.
well, actually, no offense, Booker, bye. Put E in there, please. Booker T, bye. Big E, hi.
That makes work.
So, also, I guess FTR is hinting that they want to leave AEW.
Good.
Yes,
Yeah.
Their
please.
contract expires at the start of next year.
Come back to WWE, man, and because I'm telling you, with the talent we have right now, we are on the verge of a tag team renaissance in WWE.
Absolutely.
If one of the nights of WrestleMania is main evented by Usos against Sammy and KO, that's going to be the determining factor if FTR comes back. Because if that happens, it's like, okay, we'll come back.
Yes.
Because you said they dropped the tag belts to the Briscoes tonight, right?
Yeah, they dropped the ROH belts, which
So they
means they'll
still have-
probably drop the AAA and the IWGP belts at some point.
If they drop another one, that's probably an indication all three are going and they're getting ready to come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they lost to the Acclaimed on Wednesday. They lost to the Acclaimed on Wednesday. They put over the Briscoes tonight. They're probably
It's the farewell tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to put everybody over. They'll put you over and head on back.
Yeah. And now, I guess, Brian Alvarez saying, oh, Punk's contemplating coming back to WWE on several conditions. Oh, boy.
Here's the only... I keep saying it. The only way I want to see Punk back is a Broken Skull session. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Have him talk, and then he can just...
Go home.
Yeah. There's nothing that Punk brings now, except, oh, what's he going to do now? Well, that kind of stuff was cool in the 90s and the 2000s. Not so cool anymore.
Not anymore.
Like, oh my God, what's he going to say?
Yeah.
He doesn't bring controversy now. He brings drama.
Yeah, there you go. My wife just said it. Doesn't bring controversy, he brings drama.
I'm old and I'm working with fucking children.
Children, uh-huh. So, I mean,
One per episode, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I guess that's a good way to wrap up since this week it was kind of a slow week, to be honest.
yeah, it was.
So,
December usually is with wrestling.
Yeah.
really, yeah. But we got one last episode left of the year coming next week. We will be talking Steve Austin's WCW run, which that's going to be an interesting discussion. For
Austin
sure.
with hair.
Yes, Austin with fucking blonde hair.
Glorious, stunning hair.
Stunning cold Steve. Stunning Austin. Is that what it is?
Stunning Cold, he's my man. Stunning Cold Stone.
Stone Cold Creamery.
Yes.
I forgot Stone Cold, guest on cameoed in that Smosh movie selling his own ice cream called Stone Cold. Creamery.
Austin and Vince on Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yes.
Yes.
Undertaker and Mankind on Celebrity Deathmatch too.
Which this week we lost Mills Lane,
That's
who's
right.
the referee.
Oh,
He
yeah.
passed away. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's get it on.
I'll allow it.
You can do whatever you want.
Brent Reznor, repeat after me. I am a very pretty hate machine.
But before we go, update as far as what will be coming in January. So
2023.
Oh, balls.
God damn it.
So for January, it's going to be Royal Rumble and 30th anniversary Raw oriented stuff. So first week when we come back on the 7th, we're talking Royal Rumble 97, or not 97, 93. God damn it. 7's everywhere. But the week after that, we're going to be doing the top 10 Raw matches of all time. Week after that, we're talking Royal Rumble 2003. And then finally in January, top 10 Raw moments of all time. So we got quite a bit of good stuff coming up for January. So there you have it with that. But before we go, it's plug time. Ricky.
You can find me on my Instagram at AkaramanMetalGod. You can find me on my dead-ass Twitter, HorrorMaster18, which I'm still waiting for the day for Twitter to fucking die. You can follow me on my
As we
YouTube
all.
channel. You can follow me on my YouTube channel at HorrorMaster. I just uploaded recently my Slay CD collection. You can catch me doing on Liba's channel doing both the Shadow Code and the Horseman podcast, which Liba will tell you all about it in just in a bit.
Scott.
All right, find me on my YouTube channel. It's Mr. Scott doing reaction videos. 2 videos going up this weekend. Please check those out when you can. I also am on Twitch a lot more these days, jamming out on there. So stop in on twitch.tv/it's Mr. Scott. You find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, all under It's Mr. Scott in different connotations. And this is going to be actually my last appearance on here for the year because I will be in New York next week with my wife visiting my family for Christmas. So I hope everyone has a great holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year to everybody out there. But keep checking with me on my YouTube channel because I'll be popping in there on live chats very often throughout the rest of the year. I go on there at least once a week live, so stop on in and hang out with me and the SMFs, as I like to call them, as we always have a great time. Very close still to getting that 3,000 subscriber mark on YouTube. If it doesn't happen, I'm not going to be mad about it, but I'd still love to see it. So please stop on into the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, and come and hang out with me when I go live.
James.
You can find me on my YouTube at We Are Pro Wrestling, where I'm continuing the 31 days of We Are Pro Wrestling. Today, I uploaded my episode on Claudio right before he became ROH champion. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about Matt Riddle's 2022. So I'm going to be doing episodes every day of the month. So check my Twitter at WAPW_wrestling, where I have the calendar of all the different episodes, and check out the current episodes that I already have up, 1 through 10, and everything I have going the rest of the month. And follow me on Twitter at WAPW_wrestling, and follow me on my Instagram at WeAreProWrestling_YT.
And finally, subscribe to me if you haven't already at YouTube, ThrashManiac99, where this week was kind of slow because I've been prepping for some stuff coming up here in the next few days. I did my Black Sabbath ranking back on Monday. Holy shit, that video nearly 90 minutes, but it was gonna be long because 20 albums! But, yeah, that's up for you guys to check out. I posted randomly last night some random Twitch highlights of some hilarious shit that happens on my streams.
Fun.
Yeah, fucking threesome on Minecraft. Why is that a thing? I don't know. But anyways, as far as what's coming up, this coming, I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, this coming Tuesday begins the 12 Days of Metal series from the 13th through Christmas Eve, where Ricky's already got his videos made. I've got my videos made. I'm just waiting on a couple other people. Walter might actually be a part of it. Couple other people possibly, but I need to get a hold of them.
I had hoped to, but I ran out of time. I apologize. I won't be in there. So.
Yeah. So that will be starting up on the 13th, and then the week of Christmas, and I have the videos recorded, but I haven't edited them yet, the top 50 albums of 2022 videos. It's going to be day one's 50 through 41, then 40 through 31, etc., 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 leading up to the top 10, which... I'm shocked I even had a voice today after recording those videos last night. Whew. But that's coming up. But on the 18th, the Horseman podcast is having their final episode of the year. And hopefully everybody of the original group will be back.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Please, I miss Artur, and I miss Hannah, and I miss Raphael.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we're doing our Christmas presents and our albums of 2022 lists from everybody else.
Oh, God, that's going to be a bitch.
So, and then towards the end of the year, I'll be doing a live stream on New Year's Eve where I'll talk to other people about most anticipated albums of 2023, which already is looking fucking incredible. You know, Metallica, Obituary, Hellripper, among so many others. So much coming out next year. That isn't even confirmed yet as far as release dates, but we know. But, yeah, that's pretty much that. And as far as anything else, follow me on my Instagram at ThrashManiac_YT. Please give me 1,000 followers before the year's over. That would be greatly appreciated. And then, finally, follow and or subscribe to me on Twitch at ThrashManiac99. If you hit subscribe, you might get a special sound.
Oh, yes.
Giggity giggity, giggity goo. Stick around.
Stick
Stick
around.
around.
But until next week for the finale of the year, we will see you guys in the next one. Jackasses.
Jackass.
Oh, put it in a bag.